Welcome to the Fire Takes Podcast, the podcast where we give our hot takes on the internet's most interesting stories. I am joined today by the fiery millennial herself, Gwen. How are you doing?
Oh, good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
Hello, Tim.
Are you still in spooky season with your good evening?
Good evening. I'm doing well, but I decided that I was going to start over and just say, hi, Tim. I'm doing well.
Okay. Well, I'm going to keep all that, so that's just how that's going to go.
I didn't want people to
know you were human?
Know that I was recording at night because it's a generic time of day that they're going to listen to it.
Oh, well, that's true.
So that's why I was going to say, hi, Tim. I'm doing well tonight.
Okay. So you're just thinking of the listeners.
Yes.
You don't want them to be disorganized and they're like, oh my God, it's 8 a.m. What you talking about? Okay. All right. So our first story this day is from RAITAH. It is, am I the asshole for showing, quote unquote, everybody what my ex wrote on his final check to me? I, 51 female, divorced my ex-husband, 53 male, 7 years ago. We were married 14 years and had 3 kids together, 24 male, 22 female, and 18 female. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I suffered from constipation that, while doctors say isn't definitely IBS, has made me suffer from joint and back pain when I eat things like dairy or any of my other food sensitivities.
Oof.
We live in New Jersey, and the judge made it so that child support and alimony would both end at the same time. I had a lot of issues in my marriage, but at the very least, I have 3 great kids that I love and who love me. My ex has been very bitter, saying I should have wanted counseling even though I was completely neurotypical, and it was him suffering from depression. He also discredited my want to divorce by saying I was acting out of emotion and asked me to take a step back and think as if I haven't been thinking before. He was always working 12 hours a day and overtime, and I was the one taking care of and giving the kids what they needed. My son now has graduated college and is a genius. He has his own app development company and makes more than my ex and I could ever dream of making in a year. My 22-year-old daughter has a degree in nursing and is marrying her fiance, who comes from money, so she's set as well. However, as for me, I've been suffering from menopause and backaches, and a lot of the entry-level jobs that would hire me would leave me in pain and exhausted. That hasn't stopped my ex from griping and dismissing my real pains. Long story short, he sent me my last child support and alimony check. In the memo of the alimony check, he wrote, "Freedom. Good luck then." It was such a mockery to the health issues I've suffered and all I've put into this family. I showed my friends and they agreed he's still a blunt, daft individual. My 18-year-old was there and she said she couldn't believe he thought that way of her. Then my older kids found out through screenshots, and because of my health issues, my son has been sending me $3,000 a month while my ex sends me $2,500, plus what's needed for our youngest daughter. He spent a lot of his childhood with unmarried parents and resents the fact that my ex proposed to his girlfriend, 48 female, after only 2 years. He called his dad a bastard and said he and my 22-year-old would always help me out. He had been saying he would just make up what I'd lose for my ex because he could afford $5,500. But he told me my ex had been telling him to save his money and only send me under $2,000. My ex is now backtracking and saying he only wrote it on my check, but the kids are not amused. He invited them to his wedding, but my 22-year-old said she might be better off just focusing on her own wedding and that she'd help me out if I needed it. Am I the asshole for blasting him when he clearly wrote it to be seen? He's always painted me as the greedy ex, it seems.
No, not the asshole. There's a saying out there that you shouldn't put anything out in the world that you wouldn't want to have to explain to your grandma. I feel like this qualifies.
Yeah. You don't want to explain to your grandma that you finally, after 7 years, are still just as bitter about, basically, it sounds like you just got dumped, right?
I'm sure he's one of those that, the divorce came out of nowhere.
It was out of nowhere, right? Yeah, the flow chart of, were you listening to that with me where she talked about the flow chart of how men get dumped out of nowhere? Because like a little thing happens and then that little thing, they try to address it and it doesn't get addressed. And then through that, the woman gets the impression that they don't care about you. And then little things keep happening. And then all of a sudden the he doesn't care about me turns into I find him unattractive.
Yeah.
And then, so like, there's no big fight. Like, he doesn't cheat. He doesn't, do anything, that crosses the threshold of getting dumped normally. But he gets dumped because she finds him unattractive because of all these little things. And then he's shocked, right?
Did you ever see the comic on the internet that was titled, It Wasn't About the Dishes?
No.
We should link that in the comments because it's a really good example of, this woman asks her husband, just please put the dishes in the dishwasher when you're done eating. And he never does. And he always leaves them out on the sink. And then she has to deal with them and wash them. And it's like a really great representation of just like how much he didn't care about her at all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll put that link in the comments. But yeah, all that to say, the guy's got divorced. He's butthurt. Although that is interesting because good on the wife, because she has a lot of troubles, right? She's got a lot of medical issues, not potentially not independent, right? Like not able to be independent in anything like the lifestyle that she had grown accustomed. It sounds like, and she still kind of made that decision for herself to not be in this relationship anymore for whatever reason. We don't get a whole lot of insight into what went wrong with the relationship, but the guy does sound like a bit of adult. She uses a lovely British saying somewhere in here.
Daft individual.
Blunt, daft individual. Yes.
It is kind of weird that she starts out with the fact that like, hey, I don't shit right.
That was a great. It caught me off guard when I was reading it.
Like.
Because, like, all right, we're at constipation on word 15.
But, like, how does that make...
How does that make the cut?
How does that take prime square footage in this story?
It is.
Like, I'm not entirely sure how that fits in, other than to say, like... due to some health issues, I've been unable to work even minimum wage jobs. Like, you don't have to tell us about the fact that cheese makes you act up.
Yeah. If I eat dairy, everything shuts down in the factory.
I thought she was going to say, after we got divorced, suddenly my health problems cleared up. But it is interesting that she says, I should have wanted counseling even though I was completely neurotypical and it was him suffering depression. So, that wasn't super great from OP either.
Right. Yeah, I didn't like that she just says, "Oh, I'm neurotypical." Like, right, I'm the healthy one. It's he's who's a daft individual who's depressed, I guess. And it's like, potentially he's depressed because he's working 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah, it was never there and working overtime, and then I was the one that had to do all the stuff around the house.
So I mean that's tough. There is a little bit of only getting the OP side of the story here. It doesn't excuse him like writing that on the check. I don't think. I don't know. Like the more we talk about it, though, I'm starting to feel a little bit of sympathy for the ex because he was being a dick, right? But like, do all of his adult kids need to not like him because he's a dick? I mean, but...
Well, here's the thing. When you have a parent who is an asshole, your kids start to see that. Your kids will see your true self at some point. And, I mean, maybe mom had a little bit of sway.
Yeah.
But, like, if he didn't want to be a dick, he shouldn't have put that in the memo.
Right.
And she was free to show it to whoever she wanted.
Right. And the memo that's not enough for your kids to disown you. Right. He was blunt, daft individual long before he wrote that memo.
And I mean, then you also have the ex-husband who's like, hey, don't send her $5,500 a month. Just send her like a little under $2,000. She'll get by.
Right.
Like that's kind of shitty, you know?
Yeah. Right. So, telling your kid who has more money than you or your ex
combined will ever see.
You know, what to do with his money and how to support his own mother, right? Like
I'm going to change my answer. I'm going to change it from you're the asshole to everybody sucks here.
Yeah. For those of you who aren't adept at Redditing, There is the, you're the asshole, not the asshole, but the everyone sucks here or no assholes here are also options.
Mm-hmm.
They don't get exercised as often, but I do think everybody's exhibiting at least a little bit of suckage. Maybe except that kid who is supporting his poor mother to the tune of thousands of dollars a month.
Interestingly enough, I don't know if you checked the comments, they don't agree with us at all. They say, you're the asshole. There are problems in the marriage. He suggested counseling. You refused because you are neurotypical and he's depressed. Holy shit. He wanted to save the marriage. You said it was his fault. You refused to go to counseling. Dude is 53, worked 12 hours a day, and is sending you $30,000 per year for what? You can't get a job because of constipation? How the hell did you convince the judge he should pay you for 7 years? You're definitely the asshole here. Now you're going to mooch off your kids. Sense of entitlement is unreal. Now, I think that is too far. However, there are some good points in there.
Yeah. I imagine if the tables were turned and he claimed he could not afford to pay alimony because he's too constipated.
Yeah, somebody said, furthermore, she said her ex had depression. The counseling offer was probably as much to help him as her. Dude was working 12 hours a day and depressed and still wanted to make time to actively fix their problems. She's complaining about him mocking her physical health issues while actively dismissing his mental health issues. Yeah.
Yup. I still lead into our everyone sucks here. There's a lot of you're the assholes in the comments. But I think, once again, kids don't disown their father because of the check memo, right?
Yeah.
There is a pattern of behaviors that have laid the groundwork.
You take how much money from your kids? Are you sure you're not greedy? Get a job, lady. Come on, man. She's got constipation.
Right?
I wonder why she hasn't sought disability with a debilitating condition like tum-tum hurts. Apparently, as others have pointed out from one of her replies under the top comment, she's been interviewing a lot of doctors since many of the doctors she's already interviewed can't seem to find/locate her disability.
Oof.
She's doctor shopping, likely because many of the doctors she's already seen have determined she doesn't have a disability.
Yeah. Oof. Yep, you're way too invested in continuing your grievance train against your ex, who has clearly moved on from you. You're more than happy to take the $5,500 from your kids per month. Oof. Yeah. Nope. I think OP's got a lot of haters down here, and it's making me hate her more and more the more I read it.
Divorced my ex-husband, 53 male, 7 years ago. 7 years ago? Isn't it time to move on? I suffered from constipation. What does this have to do with anything? If you know you have food sensitivities, stop eating that food. You're the asshole. You're way too invested. Continue your grievance train against your ex. I mean, if her kid has more money than God, and this was 2 years ago, and her kid started a successful app company, like, he can probably well afford the $5,500 a month. Like, I don't think that's necessarily a problem here.
And it is hard out there for women who do the stay-at-home mom thing and then find themselves 51 with no marketable career skills.
Yeah.
And then being thrown out, even if they don't have tum-tum hurts.
Even if they're the ones who wanted the divorce.
Right. It is.
Especially in a high cost of living area like New Jersey. I'm sure it's not cheap to live out there.
Sure. Our next story is from our Best of Redditor updates. This is last month, a friend began to cross a flooded river in his car with me in it. I jumped out. Now I have a letter from his lawyer asking for damages.
Wait, what?
It gets better. Early in November, we went to pick up car parts after work that my friend, I'll call Aaron because his name's Aaron and I think he's being an idiot, had bought on eBay. We had to go through some back roads to get to the property and picked it up. All was well. It had been raining for part of the day, but really picked up when we were loading the parts. And we got to a causeway we'd passed only an hour before, but it was now covered in what looked like half a meter of water, and we stopped. I'd been navigating and knew we could back up and take another much longer route, even though the highway was just a bit on the other side of the causeway. There was no way I'd go through the water as it looked. Because I'd been caught on a causeway 20 years ago in less water and had my car pushed off into the river, I didn't want to risk it. I didn't lose that car, but it's one of the scariest moments of my life. I said we had to turn back and could take a different road 10 kilometers around, but that would take us via a bridge over the same river. Aaron decided to push on and started moving. I panicked and got straight out. It was far more water than I'd to go through whenever I nearly lost my car and life before. I got out well before the water, though, so I didn't let the water in the car, by the way. Aaron didn't even get halfway across, and the water pushed his car off the side, rolled it completely over, and ended upright on the bank 50 meters downstream.
Oof.
He was extremely lucky not to drown, and I ran down and helped him out. Immediately, he was aggressive and combative because he said, with my weight in the car, he'd have made it across. Admittedly, I'm 130 kilograms, but his car is 1,650 kilograms Commodore wagon with a couple hundred kilograms of eBay parts in the back. So it's not like I'd have made much difference. We phoned for help, and the river went down within an hour, and we made it across the causeway by foot. We haven't spoken since, and he's avoided me in places we usually go. But on Friday, I received a letter from a lawyer I know is real in town, but sounds like it was written by my friend. It's asking for $50,000 for the car and personal damages because I made the car unsafe by getting out. It was a 1997 Commodore, maybe worth $1,500 on a good day. Someone reassure me it's not up to me to sit in someone's car when they're doing something dumb, is it? Question mark.
Does the Audacity also fit in that Commodore? Because it seems like...
That's got to be holding it down, right?
Wow.
Holy cow.
What? Turn around, don't drown.
Yeah.
Literally, like the saying, for this reason right here, so you don't flip your car across and nearly drown.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do not drown in your car. That sounds super scary. And good on OP for jumping out. And especially, like, with trauma, right? Like,
he has PTSD.
He's already been through this trauma. And, I mean, and these are grown men, right? He said he got caught on the causeway 20 years ago. Yeah. So that means these are, like, nearing middle age.
Yeah, these late 30s, 40s guys, right?
Yeah. If OP did this when he was 16, that's some dumb kid shit and not a good idea. But like understood, but for Aaron the idiot to to do this as a grown man is insane.
Done fucked up, Aaron.
Oh.
So
goodness.
some relevant comments. So what I gather from this is friend wants to cross river washed road. You say it's a bad idea. He says, nah, mate, I'm doing it. You get out of fear of your own safety. Friend drives in and car washes away. Your friend blames you because 130 kilos could have saved it. Yeah, this sounds like a crock of shit. I don't think you're liable for anything. However, I would consult an attorney for legal advice pertaining to the situation. You were in imminent danger and acted on it by ensuring your own safety. There's nothing wrong with that. However, do not repost responses here and show them what people say to you. You could be liable for reasons or even be incriminated. Said, your probably ex-friend is an idiot. Hasn't he seen if it's flooded, forget it adverts the bloody police put out every time there's a decent amount of rain? It's unlikely that an actual solicitor would have written such a letter of demand given how patently ridiculous the claim is, but you'll want to double check that's actually the case by calling them direct using a number taken from their website. If they did actually write the letter, just hang tight until you're actually served with the lawsuit. Get a solicitor of your own at that point. If they didn't write it and you're feeling petty, uttering false documents is an actual criminal offense, so you could dob him on into the police. Personally, I'd drop this idiot like a hot spud. Not only did they try to risk your life, they're now trying to extort money from you because they played stupid games and won a stupid prize.
Yep. Yeah, that is true. And that's a type of person, right? The person that makes a mistake and immediately swivels their neck to figure out who they can blame it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've encountered people like that. I don't know. I may have even had that reaction too.
He says, I went to a lawyer my parents had used a few years ago and they recommended. She took one look at the letter from my friend Aaron's lawyers and said she has concerns about it and she'd respond. She contacted his lawyer and my lawyer mailed to tell me Aaron's lawyers aren't his lawyers at all, but to contact her if I heard more, otherwise there's no need for more action. Aaron had apparently faked up the letter and admitted as much to me yesterday when he finally decided to talk to me. He wants me to retract my complaint to his lawyers about him using their letterhead. I hadn't complained to them myself, so I did the time-honored thing and told him to go pound sand, but it might have rhymed with go eat a bag of dicks. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Wow. That is a dumb human being. And especially like OP says in his original post, right? It looks like not a lawyer wrote the letter, right? And it's like, wow, to make a fake lawyer letter.
Yeah. Let's extort your friend for money.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right,
then
right.
double down and commit fraud by using a letterhead from a firm that hasn't given you the go-ahead to do so.
And to commit fraud, to extort your supposed friend who rode in some goddamn torrential storm to go pick up car parts with you. And it's like, okay, well, find somebody else to do that, I guess. Like, yeah. No, OP, good riddance for OP.
Yeah, I think that's the a small price to pay to get rid of a clear liability in your life.
Right. Yeah.
You want to talk about a different kind of liability?
What's that?
You want to talk about wife problems?
Oh, yeah. Here we go. Our last story is coming from our middle class finance. Wife wants to upgrade lifestyle. I don't. We've been together 11 years. When we met, I had just completely reset in careers. I left a job in finance and started over in the construction management industry. 2014, I was making $13 an hour, was 28. Fast forward to 2020, we bought our house, more house than we need, paid $220K at a 2.88% loan.
Must be nice.
Those were the days. We live in a very low cost of living area. Average household income is like 52K. Median is like 64K. House is 23,000 square feet.
2,300 square feet.
House is 2,300 square feet. 4 bed, 3 bathroom. Remodeled in 2019 on 1 acre fenced in. 2.5 car garage. Pool. Established neighborhood. At that time I was making $80,000 and she was making $68,000. Since then my career has continued to flourish, but she's dropped down to 3 to 4 days a week. Now I'm at 175K and she's at about 55K. We also now have a 3-year-old in daycare,
Oof.
$800 a month, a $660 a month car payment, life insurance policies, property taxes have gone up 160%, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, life gets you. For about a year, she's been pushing to move, sending me houses in the 5 to 600K range,
Oof.
which in this area are ridiculous. 4,000 square foot, 5 bed, 3 to 4 car garage on acreage. She's telling me we need to take more vacations. We already take 4 lake trips and 2 beach trips a year. And is starting to give me crap about my 2009 F-150, telling me I deserve a new truck. We've got about 170K in equity in our house. We're saving and investing about $3,500 a month, but I see no need to change things. Our house is plenty big. My truck is well maintained and has low miles. I'm on board with branching out in regards to vacations, but I think the base of my reasoning against changing things is, number 1, I'd rather keep banking, and number 2, it just feels my income is not guaranteed or going to last long term. I have no real reason to feel that way, but I'd rather live well below our means than adjust our lifestyle and be at our limit. Number 3, being that I am the clear breadwinner, I don't want that stress on me. Is there a happy compromise? Should we upgrade? Am I being too frugal? Is she being too, quote unquote, typical American? What's the move?
Oof, that's rough.
Yeah, that's...
Nobody is the asshole here, right?
Right.
Like, they both want different things in life.
And like OP says, the wife wants to be the quote unquote typical American, right? She wants to be mortgaged to the hilt, a car payment
Big
that's
truck
taking
payment.
up all their money, right?
Go on vacations.
Yeah, I wonder what this, because he already says they already have a $660 a month car payment. She must have a nice new car, right? So it's like, oof.
She's probably trying to keep up with the Joneses. She sees everybody in their neighborhood and at the kids' preschool having a nice life, and she's like, "We should have that too. I want that."
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, especially like in our town, right? There are a lot of really big, nice houses.
Yeah, look across the trail from us.
Right.
That neighborhood is ridiculous.
And it's like, there's plenty of places we could move if we were covetous of larger, nicer houses, like if that was something that was super important to us. But I don't know. But it's just not, right? And we're on the same page. And the OP and his wife are not on the same page, right? And that's tough, right? Like that's a challenge. We've talked about this, that your spouse is one of your most important financial decisions you make. And maybe they weren't as on the same page as we would like them to be, certainly.
Yeah, I don't think they're as on the same page as he would like them to be.
Right.
Or as she would like them to be.
Right.
But, there's something to be said about living well below your means and banking that income against the future, because you never know what's going to come and come along the line. And what if he gets hurt and can't work for a while, what if, the housing market completely craters again and he doesn't have a job anymore?
Yep.
Like, you should absolutely put money away in a rainy day fund, period. But you should also put away money if you work in a volatile industry like construction or the federal government. Sorry, I had to.
Ouch. Yeah. Too soon? Or
but like
in the middle of it?
Too soon. But if you know that there's the potential for long periods without work or it's all dependent on you, that's the responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
And being mortgaged to the hilt and have a big truck payment, and next thing you'll know, they'll probably need private schools and all the best clothing and all the sports, and now all of a sudden you're working 12 hours a day and you're depressed.
Yeah. And then your wife gets constipated and leaves you.
Apparently, this wife is just a few steps away from being completely full of shit.
But yeah, it says here that OP is saving and investing $3,500 a month. That's a lot of money on their, given their income. So they're on completely different pages, right? The wife would basically just say, hey, that $3,500 a month, we can add that to the mortgage and we can have a bigger house. That's basically the numbers, is we don't save anything. We put that $3,500 towards a mortgage. And I guess our savings is now our home equity. Right? Like that's a common story too.
Yeah. Somebody asked, have you told your wife how you feel about it in terms above? If so, what was her response? I think it would be a really fair place to start to take some nicer vacations. It's so easy to become house poor, and you're in a really good spot there if you have all the space you need. He says, we have good and open lines of communication. Wow, look at that. People talking to each other.
I had not thrown out you should talk to your spouse, because I felt that way reading this story, is that they're talking about this at least, right?
Yeah. When we bought the house, we agreed that we should budget to be able to live off just one of our salaries, if it ever came to that. And for the most part, we have. She's not being pushy and is aware of my stance, but it's just like every few weeks she starts creeping back in with it. Mm-hmm. I don't think she's totally cool with it.
I mean, she's not cool with it. She wants to make a change, but she's also not ready to like upend her life over the fight yet. But I do like the idea of doing the nicer vacation thing, because that one-time expense, that's way easier to absorb than every month, your $5,000 mortgage or whatever.
Yeah. It's a common trope in the personal finance community to say that you're okay if your three major expenses are handled, and that is housing, vehicle, and food.
Right.
If you can control those three costs, you're probably going to be just fine. Mm-hmm. So, vacations, fine. Go have an all-inclusive.
Yeah.
Get pampered, splurge a little bit. It's just, one trip.
Right. And you could choose the time which you take it, right?
Yeah.
You don't get fired and be like, oh, well, I guess I'll go on vacation, right? You have control over that spend in a way you don't with your mortgage or your car payment.
Yeah. Somebody said, this economy is not the time to upgrade, add more debt expenses. You're being smart, save your excess cash. Maybe you both agree to a certain upgrade when you hit a certain amount in savings, but you're definitely not being too frugal.
Yeah. And, OP does say we do 4 lake trips and 2 beach trips a year. And that's sounds nice, but that seems really formulaic. And maybe that would help is branch out, right? Like instead of doing a beach trip, do a European trip or some other big trip that kind of shakes it up because, yeah, I could see that you're nearing the end of your 30s and you've now taken 40 lake trips and 20 beach trips for the last 10 years, and it's starting to get
old.
Yeah, it's starting to get old, and you're looking around at why don't I have what the people across the street have.
Look around. Do you see any nice vacations here? I don't think so.
It does seem they're talking, which is good, which is important. Let's keep her out of the constipation, leaving your husband range. But yeah, this is definitely a hard situation and not an uncommon one, right?
Yeah.
And being able to control that lifestyle creep is so important, I think, as your income goes up. Because if you can double your income and only increase your lifestyle by maybe 10%, right? Like you've now just created this huge excess that you can leverage to do savings. Another thing that he doesn't talk about retirement here at all, and this isn't a retirement subreddit. This is just middle class finance, but that could be another thing. Maybe he could talk to his wife about hey, what are your retirement plans? Are you wanting me to work until I'm 65? Like,
keep that gravy train going.
Right. What if early retirement was on the table? Would that be something that could set them a common goal that they could both be working towards, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they go on a nice vacation, they hire a photographer, they take really good photos that look really good on Facebook and Instagram, I think she'd be happy for quite a while. She
just needs someone to covet her life for a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Fire Takes podcast. Wanted to remind you that this is an entertainment podcast. Gwen and I, not financial planners, just opinionated. There are many ways to reach us if you just go to firetakespod.com, including email, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube. You can hear more from Gwen at fierymillennials.com. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
I also just got really distracted because I just found my debit card that I thought I lost.
Look at you.
So that's exciting.
There you go. That's one less phone call, like awkward phone call you have to make.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I didn't actually lose it and I just misplaced it.
Yeah,
which is why I did not cancel it, because I was like, the moment I do that, I'm going to find it. Yep. And look, here I am. I found it.
Here you are with finding it. I mean, we use Monarch, and if someone started using your card.
Well, I did lock it in the app.
See, smart. Doubled up.
This ain't my first rodeo.
This isn't your first rodeo with losing a credit card?
Or a second rodeo, even. There's been a few rodeos.
Yeah, one is very few rodeos.
Yeah, I don't know why we only expect people... We expect people to be experts after one rodeo.
Right, because it ain't their first.
The best part is that your mom literally used to help out with the rodeo, so... She gets to say my first rodeo or my seventh, and it's true. And it makes me laugh.
But I don't know if she's ever ridden a horse.
What?
Yeah. I don't know that my mother's ever ridden a horse.
Interesting.
She's organized rodeos for the city, but that's different than...
That's a whole different rodeo.
Right, that is a whole different rodeo.
Well, Tim, what do you have going on nowadays? What's up with you?
What is up with me? We had Ludo shows. Ludo shows were
so
wonderful. Great. Spooky season is officially over.
Halloween.
But I think we made the most of it. Trick-or-treating weather was idyllic. Once again, 2 years in a row, our neighborhood looked like an 80s movie, and I was so happy.
I think our final neighborhood count was 404 before people ran out of candy. We had to tap out at 150.
Yeah, we only got 150. We didn't even realize how big it was going to be.
We need 2 bags of candy at least, I think, next year.
We'll go bigger next year.
Yeah. But also, the number of kids that don't want gummy bears for Halloween is hilarious. I'm like, you want some gummy bears? And they're like, no, thank you. Yeah. And their mom's like, that's rude. And I'm like, don't worry about it. It's fine. That's just one more for some other kid that does want the gummy bears. Yeah. And good on that kid for saying, no.
Yeah, setting a boundary. Yeah. Keep your gummy bears out of my bag, huh?
Yeah. I don't want no stinking gummy bears.
I love gummy bears.
I know.
Well, I love gummy, fruity candy, I think.
It's because you are gummy and fruity.
Okay. I don't know how to take that.
It's a compliment.
Okay.
It means most people like you, but there's just those weird oddballs that don't like you, you know?
Yeah. I think chocolate is better. Like, more people like chocolate.
Yes. Yeah, well, especially with how expensive chocolate candy was this year. We got a lot of dum-dums at the parade on Friday.
Yeah. I also like the parade. So our town has kind of a little odd thing where we flip around. We do trick-or-treating on the night before Halloween, and then we have a parade on Halloween night. And it's a really nice parade.
It's a big deal. Like, bigger than homecoming. Right.
Good candy, like Halloween type candy at a parade, right? It's a good holiday. I really... Yeah. And I've... With getting into Ludo, doing the Ludo concerts, Halloween is quickly becoming kind of my favorite holiday, I think.
I mean, it is at the best time of year.
Yeah, dude, the weather's, it's been... Got
my birthday,
great.
And then bam.
Yep.
Halloween.
October, how about it?
October's the best.
Big ups to October.
Yeah. Yep, because it was my birthday, so now I am officially in my mid-30s, which is weird to think about. I can't fudge it and say I'm in my early 30s anymore. It's like early to mid-30s. Nope, mid. It's very mid.
Very mid.
But putting in the time at work lately, and maybe getting into some flipping, some reselling.
It'll be interesting to see how the selling part, you've done a really good job of the acquiring.
And he's not being facetious. I am a good shopper at finding things that people want for low prices and then turning around and hopefully selling them for the price that the market has set.
Yep. Well, we shall see. That'll be exciting.
I think the best find was a KitchenAid mixer of a very limited series of a custom metallic series, a copper electroplated mixer. And I picked that up on Facebook Marketplace very, very quickly for $125. And it should get at least $750. Yep.
Yeah, you actually talked to Mr. Mixer, right?
I did.
Is he not your buyer now?
I need to follow up because, in all fairness, I did email him pictures on Friday night of Halloween. So, yeah. So. I'll give him a little nudge to see, because I did message him, and he did immediately respond and say, "For sale? I'm interested." So maybe it's all about knowing your market, you know. Yeah. So I am glad that I've watched so many hours of Mr. Mixer videos on the internet because
he can use some of that TikTok money to buy your mixer, maybe.
Yeah, because I know about vintage mixers and mixers that people want. So
there you go.
We'll see. We'll see what sells and what doesn't.
Yep.
In the meantime, I just like to shout out Tim for his patience. Because our house doesn't really have room for a lot of stuff, so I gotta figure this out and get some of this stuff moving.
Yeah.
On that note,
turn over. Well, with your first income, maybe we'll buy you a nice set of shelves.
Oh boy!
That you could store stuff.
Oh boy! Oh boy! When I was a girl, I dreamed of participating in the reseller market and buying myself a nice set of shelves.
Nice set of shelves. There you go. And we can make that happen for you.
We can make that happen.
All right.
Got so much to look forward to in life. On that note,
your mid-30s are kicking up.
Yep. And I am going to sign off and go take a lot of pictures of clothes to hopefully list on eBay.
I'm going to go veg out and play some Final Fantasy V.
There you go. One of us has a better idea than the other. Until we talk the next time.
All right. See you guys later. Thanks a lot.
Peace.
Bye.